Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Your Success at Last DNA. You're getting it all week this week. Like I told you about yesterday, I've got some new programs I'm going to be launching on the website this weekend. So I want to give everybody, not just the premium members, I want to give everybody a taste of what's to come, so to speak. And, here's the thing. I'm not for everybody. There's some folks that want someone that is very serious, very methodical, even very monotone. That's not me. I'm not. I'm a little twisted. I'm a little bizarre. My flavor's not for everybody, and that's a good thing. That's a good. I think it's one of the cool things about the internet is that you can actually search and find anything you want to look for. You can find things you don't want to find, right? Oh my God, I don't want to see that picture. Some things just can't be unseen. But I get off on a tangent. I'm not for everyone. So this week, normally just my premium members will get it Tuesday through Friday. Right now, I'm giving it all week for everybody because I'm prepping for the launch of 5 new programs on Saturday. And these 5 new programs, give me a minute here. I'm just going to go over them for you. Program number 1 is 365. It's a goal system. We're going to spend 52 weeks going over setting up your goals, how to achieve your goals, striving for your goals, motivation for your goals, just the whole 9 yards. It's going to be all about setting your goals and achieving them. And I'm going to work with you for a year. I've set this program to work with you for over the course of a year to make sure you reach the goals that you want to achieve. I don't care what they are. You want to learn to ride a motorcycle. You want to lose weight. You want to jump from a plane. You want to climb a mountain. You want to get a better job. You want to meet that perfect someone. Whatever your goals are. Okay? But now we come to program 2. You got to have the right mindset to meet those goals, right? So we couldn't stuff all that into one program. So we got another program that's going to help back that up. It's going to be a weekly program where I help you keep that mindset and get that mindset ingrained inside of you. It's not just something you just go in and, hey, I'm going to brainwash you and you're going to think the way I want and now it's going to work, right? It's something you've got to learn, right? It's like losing weight. You can go on a crash diet and you can lose the 10 to 15 to 20 pounds. But if you don't alter your mindset and alter the way you think about food, you're going to gain it back. So we're going to work on your mindset. We're going to give you that champion mindset. Okay, and on that, there's also some other tools that come with that, and we don't want to jam all those into the previous programs. So we got some monthly programs that are going to help you learn winning ways, some tips and techniques, right? We're going to give you some winning ways. There's all kinds of cool tools that come along with that, and then behind that is going to be the law of attraction. We've all heard it. We all know about it. And if you haven't heard about it, you haven't been surfing the web enough in the personal development world. Law of attraction was made very popular with the movie The Secret. Of course, they didn't go really deep into the law of attraction. A lot of the good part of the law of attraction and of the movie itself, The Secret, was left on the cutting room floor. We're not going to do that here. Got a 17-week program that's going to be given to you once a week. We're going to go into the law of attraction from soup to nuts and all the great things you can gain from that. And then last but not least is just some plain old everyday, how do I get things done better, faster, stronger, cheaper? We'll call them productivity hacks. Just some cool little tips I've learned along the way. Either I've done them or I've learned about them and tried them and they work, or they've been told to me by clients, friends, or colleagues. So that's another whole 16 weeks. So these are all 5 programs. I'm just kicking them all off. And they're all available just to my premium members as part of their membership. So anyway, so that's why I'm giving this to everybody for free all week long to give them a flavor. Wow, this is what he gives me just for the week. Imagine how bloody good those programs are. Anyway, so it's Tuesday. One thing I do every day for my premium members, and now for you this week, is ask you a daily question. Those little things that make you go, And Tuesday we always ask about, how are you using your talents? We all have talents, tapped or untapped, and a lot of times we don't use them as effectively. Oh, they're cool habits. Oh, we take them for granted. Some people can just draw like nobody's business, and it is, and they're an accountant. And if they're happy to be an accountant, I'm not judging. Okay? But I want you to think about the talents you have and how you can use them. And it may not be using them to make money. It may just be using them to make yourself feel happy, to make your loved ones feel happy, just to give yourself a better quality of life. So just think about that today as you're going through your day. How are you using your talents? All right. So now, one more shameless plug, and I'm sorry, you're gonna have to listen to this all week. Sorry, I keep bumping into the mic and itchy nose. I'm going on a 50-mile ride to help raise money for a cure for cancer. The Pelotonia bike ride here in Columbus on my birthday, as a matter of fact, the weekend of my birthday, August 8th through the 10th. And it sure would be awesome if you would, donate a couple of dollars, $1, give 50 cents. I don't care, whatever you want. Go to pelotonia.org. It's pelotonia.org/Tracy Brinkman, TracyBrinkman. If you can't remember all that, there will be a link in the show notes of what you're listening to here. But all that aside, wow, I spent 5 minutes just hyping up the programs that are coming this weekend. But hey, you're getting this for free, so enjoy it, right? What are we going to talk about today? I want to talk to you about some ways to achieve wow, that's good speaker in, right? Your true potential, right? It's all about goals and values, and of course the law of cause and effect. See, here's one of the things. There was a pivotal point in my life, and it's when I learned, either consciously or subconsciously, the law of cause and effect. It's one of those great laws of the universe, and let me tell you, the universe is built on it, and it's really individual success is built on it. And what you'll discover is when you do something, something's going to happen. Well, duh, of course that's how it works, Tracy. But here's the thing. If you look around, anybody who is successful, it didn't just fall into their lap. They did something to make that happen, right? And somebody who's a failure, they did something to make that happen too. See, failure is not an accident, and in the same token, success is not an accident. You're going to find that when you look around and you study success and you read the biographies of successful people, they took action. Cause and effect. They figured out that cause and effect connection, connecting what they really want to the ways that they can to obtain it. So I want to give you 5 tips here on using the law of cause and effect and values and goals to become what you want, to meet your goals, to increase your quality of life, whatever that means. More money, better relationships, whatever, okay? Just more self-confidence even, great? Here's number 1. I want you to identify your own, I don't know, call them personal development, your values, right? What are they now, and what do you need them to be? See, to really reach your maximum potential, you're going to have to know them. You're going to have to realize that you are where you are because of the things you've done. And Charlie Tremendous Jones says that you are what you are today as a result of the people you meet in the books you read. Okay? And the people you meet and the books you read and the actions you've taken, the decisions you made, and the experiences you had have resulted in your values as they are today. And what are they? Do you value relationships? Do you value integrity and honesty? Do you just value money? Do you value status? And I'm not judging any of those. If you say, hey, I want to have the Mercedes and the big fancy house and the lush green yard and to be able to go golfing every weekend, more power to you. You're not alone in those values. There's nothing wrong with them, right? As long as you don't trample on someone in the process and kill people, that's my own personal opinion, right? Then go for it. But you've got to know what those values are and others to reach those things. And here's the thing. Perhaps where you want to go, your current set of values aren't going to get you there. There is something to think about. So you're going to find your current values will be conveyed in your words and your actions. People you meet in the books you read, the actions you've taken, yeah? It's possible to determine your values by just simply looking around and taking a look at everything you do. Exactly how you react to how the environment presents things to you. If something irritable comes up to you, do you get out, right? Okay, well, then there's a little value behind that. If you're presented with something that tests your integrity, do you maintain your integrity? Or do you tell some fibs, some modified truths, or some half-truths? Perhaps your values are all about how you're perceived more so than the truth or your integrity. Again, I'm not judging. Your experiences are your experiences, and trust me, I've had my experiences where integrity wasn't always number one. All right, so I want you to think about your values. Right now, then the next thing going to want to do is you're going to want to determine a long-term vision for yourself. Where do you want to go? Just kind of look ahead 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, and where do you want to be? Not where do you think you're going to be from where you're at right now, but where do you dream about being? Do you dream about being in that fancy car and that super cool house and I don't know, boating or golfing or flying airplanes or riding motorcycles on the weekends or surfing, right? Or jumping out of planes. I love to jump out of planes. I love motorcycles. I love surfing. So that's what I see my vision as, right? I see myself in a nice home. I don't need a 20-room house. Give me a nice 3-4 bedroom house with a nice yard and a pool. I'm set, right? Heck, it can even be a community pool. However, I have to visualize it. I have to realize, okay, now that's where I want to be. Now I can come back to see where I am now. But as you're going through that visualization, as you're sitting there looking at, if you're driving, don't do this. Close your eyes and picture yourself. How are you standing, right? You're standing up tall, shoulders back. Maybe a little breeze is blowing your hair a little bit. Oh, you don't have any hair? I used to joke about that because I'm losing mine, so it just makes sense. However, mine's long. Anyway, right? Can you feel that pride, right? A little smile on your face as you look around and you see your goals around you attained and realized, right? How's that feel, right? So now, that person standing there with their shoulders held up high, what values do they have? Right? Are they a little different than the values you have now? So now you know your current values. You know the values that you need because of your vision. Now, the next step, number 3, is to set some goals and objectives to get from where you are now to where you want to be. You can use that vision to cultivate these distinct goals. It could be 1 or 2 big ones, and then you take those 1 or 2 big ones and break them down. All right, and then, or just grab a piece of paper, or if you have your iPhone handy and you're driving, there's a little voice module on there. Any one of your smartphones, one of those little voice recorders. Heck, call yourself at home and leave yourself a message. What 10 things do you want to realize in your relationships, in your financials, in your health, in your personal or your professional development over the course of the next few months or the course of the next few years? And then when you leave that message, and then when you get there, jot them down. Or if you have that piece of paper now, write them down. And write them in the present tense. Hey, I'm earning this much money, and I have this kind of car, and I have this kind of home, and I have this kind of mate, and I have this kind of spouse, and I have 2 wonderful kids, whatever it is. And I just got finished jumping out of a plane, free falling for 10,000 feet, whatever it is. I want you to decide precisely what it is you wish and want to be able to do. Determine who you desire to become. Illustrate it precisely the way you're going to appear, how you're going to look, what kind of clothes you're wearing, what kind of shoes you have on your feet, right? What kind of home, what kind of car you're driving, what kind of person you have standing next to you, what kind of friends you're hanging out with, what kind of activities you're doing, what line of work you're in, and what kind of personal life do you lead? How are you giving back to yourself and your community? Whew. All right. You feel my passion on that one? All right. All right. So that's a big one, which is why I really created a whole program just around goals. And then a whole program just about mindset, because you got to know these things. And it's just not going to happen. Boom. I wrote it down, now it's going to happen. And that's going to take some time, which is why the programs I told you about earlier are kind of laid out to kind of drip feed you all these tips and ideas. All right? So, now number 4, you're going to have to update your current knowledge and your current skills. I can just about guarantee you that one of the key reasons why you're not at where you want to be is because A, you haven't taken the action, and B, you don't have all the knowledge you need. All right? So now you can take your vision and your values and say, okay, well, I want to be here. Here's where I am. I got these values. Those are the values I need. Now I got to start learning how to do this, and I got to start taking these actions, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get these books and I'm going to read them. I'm going to join this course and I'm going to take it. I'm going to join this class and I'm going to take it. I'm going to join this club and start attending and learning and associating with the kind of people that are where I want to be. And that's a key one. That's all about your who on to crew, and that's a whole nother one of my goal setting programs. It's all about you have a can do crew, a can't do crew, and a who on to crew. Now, who on to crew are these people that foster the best in you. The can't do crew, well, it's just kind of self explanatory, right? You want to get rid of the can't do's and hang out with the can do's or the who on to's. All right. So now you're going to have to update your knowledge and your skills. And that could be just learning something from somebody else or tapping the knowledge from them. That's part of your crew, right? You don't have to actually go out and learn how to run $1 million business. You can find someone who's already doing it or knows how to do it and have them help you out, right? Businesses do it all the time. Find someone who has found the love of their life and model what they did, okay? All right? So, and set yourself some goals about that. Well, if I'm going to join this class, but that means I'm going to have to go here on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and I'm going to have to study a couple hours a night, and, you set yourself some timelines, set yourself some goals. Or if you just want to educate yourself, buy some books. Oh, I'm going to read 10 pages a night every Monday through Sunday, and I'll get through this book X period of time, and then I'm going to buy these audio courses, and I'm going to listen to them 1 hour a day for 5 days of the week, and that's how I'm going to learn. However, set yourself some goals and follow those goals. That way, at the end of the week, you can check it off and say, hey. That little chest will puff up as you check off, yep, I did that, I did that, I did that. And if you're not taking the action, you'll see that you're not taking the action because you set the goals, you're not attaining the goals, and you'll be able to monitor it. Huh? Now, that is actually kind of 4 and 5 together because number 5 is really about behaviors and habits. And as you start setting those goals, you'll create new behaviors and habits. So the things you're going to apply each and every day to the individual you want to be. Not who you are today. What the things you're already doing got you there. You're going to need some new practices, some new habits, some new skills and knowledges, right? So now you've got to set some new goals. It could be just reorganizing. It could be just, you want to be more thorough. You want to be better at planning. You want to work a little harder. You want to persevere a little bit more for us procrastinators, right? All right? So whatever it is that determination. Set those little goals and start developing those growth habits. So here's what I want you to do before I close out today. I want you to choose right now where you want to be. I want to just maybe sit back sometime today and think about the question I asked you earlier. How are you using your talents? It's going to be huge about your goals. You can use that in there, all right? And then think about where you want to be later on in life, in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years. And that could be monetarily. It could be from your health, again, from your relationships, your personal and your professional life. Where do you want to do? And start establishing the things that you want to grow. Where do you want to become? Or what do you want to become? And put it in writing. Write down 1 or 2 or 3 big goals, and then chunk those down in 2 or 3 smaller goals, and then chunk those down in 2 or 3 smaller tasks, little things that you can do every single day, right? Little tactics that you can take, you can start to employ right now to realize the goals and the dreams and objectives that you want to accomplish. Okay, so like I said, I can't jam all of that in here. I'm already running long, or I'm 18 minutes in, a little double. Actually, I spent the first 5 minutes just talking about the programs, so I'm probably a little bit on time. But I wanted to share with you all this. So, again, the very first program, all about the goal system, goes into this really deep, and then the mindset goes into it a whole lot as well. And I have a whole set of goal-setting sheets and the guidelines to fill out those sheets. We're really going to dive deep into this, but that's all coming out this weekend. This week, I just want you to enjoy the programs, glean what you can from them. If I'm not for you, hey, that's cool. Listen, enjoy, and move on. I'm sure someone else will be able to help you out, give you just what you need. Well, with that, I want you to go through those 5 steps, right? Write down your goals, look at your values, think about the knowledge and skill base that you need to get where you want to be, and then in creating those growth habits, those little habits that get you where you want to go and get you a little faster. And if I'm a part of that, hey, cool. If not, I'm going to leave you like as I always do. Think successfully, take action. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.